Right, welcome to the Pinto Progress Report. We are going to be calibrating our torque wrench and talking a little bit about what's happening with the Pinto and why it's been on the jack stands for the last couple of weeks. If you have been keeping up with my shorts, you'll already know when I was replacing my riveted ball joints about 2 weeks ago from the filming of this, I sheared a strut rod to control arm bolt while I was torquing it. Some of you guys were saying the culprit is a miscalibrated torque wrench. But I did verify it was only out a few foot-pounds, maybe 5, 10 foot-pounds at the most. I didn't actually write it down, but I don't think that that was the reason why this bolt sheared. I don't know why the bolt would have sheared, but I did find somebody on eBay that has this bolt, or at least says they have that bolt. So I paid them 10 bucks. Hopefully they'll send it out. I haven't really been feeling motivated the last 2 weeks because this big issue of finding this bolt has just kind of been in the back of my head. Like, you know, if you don't get this done, doing whatever else to the car isn't gonna get it back on the road. So, but I have managed to do a few things, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. We did replace the ball joints. I already replaced the tie rod ends down there, and the shocks were like the first thing that I did to this car because when I got it, it was like a boat, the way it would go over any little bump. I moved our main fuse over from about here to above our starter relay, and I did that because I made this custom battery strap and didn't really have a place to put the main fuse anymore. I have pulled out my interior again. So last night I went through and I pulled my entire interior out because we have a really bad ground squirrel problem around here, and they love to get in there and hide their nuts in there and whatever they like to do, party and have sex and poop everywhere. So that's what's been going on with the Pinto. Pulled the interior out, moved that main fuse around, and that's pretty much it. So let me show you how to calibrate your torque wrench using a Cinderblock. So I'm going to show you how to calibrate your torque wrench. It's super simple. I always thought it was way more complicated than it really is. But if you have a torque wrench that's longer than 12 inches, you really don't need to do any math at all. All you need to know is the weight of your test weight. In my case, it's a 25-pound Cinderblock. You need to have a little bit of string, a ruler, and your torque wrench. All I'm going to do is I'm going to set my torque wrench to 25 foot-pounds, which is the weight. That's at 25 pounds right now, so I'm just going to lock that down. And then I'm going to measure 12 inches from the center of our adapter down to our handle. So 12 inches is right on this electrical tape that I already put on here. And now I'm just going to put my torque wrench into a vise, and you want it parallel with the floor. And you want it parallel because you want the force applied to it to be perpendicular with the torque wrench in order to get an accurate reading. So now I have my torque wrench at 25 foot-pounds, I have a 25-pound block, and I have a 12-inch mark from the center of our adapter. Now the math, if you want to know the math, is super simple. It's just the weight times 12 divided by 12. If you have a different or a smaller torque wrench, you can't put 12 in there. The equation changes, but we're not going over that here today. We're just doing this one because it's super simple. So I've already adjusted this, but if this is calibrated properly, then this should just barely click when I let go of it. And we can verify how close we are, how accurate, just by going up a little bit. So you can see I go up maybe 1/8 of an inch. Okay, and it clicks. You can go up another 1/8 of an inch. and we have no click. If you had a bench vise, it would probably be even better. But if we go back to that second spot and hold this, no click. If we go down, that's perfect. So if you don't get a click and you get a click further up or further down, then you need to go into here with an Allen key and just adjust a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, counterclockwise, clockwise, until it just barely clicks right on that 12-inch mark. I'm not going to do it because it's already really pretty close. If I went in there and I started adjusting it now, it would just be splitting hairs, so I'm going to call that good. I'm going to loosen this up, adjust it back down to 10, and we're going to leave it right there. So I hope that helped you. Go out to your garage, check your torque wrenches. They may not be as accurate as you think they are.